What is your dilemma? I asked my community what their dilemmas were, and I got some responses. I haven't looked at any of these yet. Let's see what they said. Oh, this is a long one. Lord have mercy. This is very hypothetical. It means this is real life and it is happening in my life right now. This is nothing on hypothesis. You are in a world much like ours, but has invisible entities that can interact with physical realm. What type of bullshit world are you taking me to? How high were you when you made this dilemma? You were born special and are only the person in the world who can sense these entities. Can one of you do one of you bastards have the sixth sense? One of you just has a sixth sense that you can feel entities, as well as sense what they're going to do. And you have future sight? Sure. There is currently no technology or knowledge about these entities except for some stories and myths. Guys, at any point in time, you can tell me if you have superpowers. I'll be your guy in the chair. I'll actually be the guy in the chair. Just saying. Now imagine you are in a train station and there is one of these entities floating. The next train comes in 30 minutes. An old woman stands in front of you because there is not much space to stand since it's very crowded. You sense that the entity is speeding towards the woman and is about to impale her with some big invisible claws. For some reason, this entity really hates old ladies, and if the old lady was moved out of the way, the entity would not attack anyone else accidentally. Are you giving me like a train situation without a train? Firstly, if these things can cause physical harm to people, and they cause physical harm to people, what do you mean there's no knowledge of it? Okay, you know what? It's hypothetical. Whatever. Sure, hypothetical. If you didn't save this old lady, I'm a ban you from my chat whenever I find out who you are. Let's say the only way you think of saying that is to push her out of the way and onto the train tracks. There's probably much better ways to do this, but you panic and this was the only thing you could think of. If the entity doesn't want to hurt anyone else besides the old lady, surely putting yourself between the entity and the old lady would solve it better, because you said it doesn't want to hurt anyone and it wouldn't hurt anyone else accidentally. For sure. Undoubtedly, this old lady would get injured, but she's not going to die since the train isn't coming for another 30 minutes. Why are you guys waiting for a train that's coming in 30 minutes? Sure, you know what, whatever. Where do you live? Sure. Anyway, in your perspective, you would have saved the old lady from a ghost monster, but to everyone else, they just see you pushing out this old lady onto the train track. Okay, let me read that again. In your perspective, you would have saved the old lady from a ghost monster, but to everyone else, they just see you push a helpless old lady onto the train tracks. A lot of things can happen from this, like police getting involved and people posting your social media, and everyone seeing you push an old lady unprovoked. Would you have made a decision to push the lady? This is such a stupid dilemma. This is such a dumb dilemma. And you submit this on 4 a.m. You submit this at 4 a.m. What were you doing at 4 a.m. that made you... How high were you? How do I even answer this? Would I save the old lady, but then look like no, I wouldn't save her. I literally just wouldn't save her. She'd because if it was me, I wouldn't just panic. That would be my answer, but I know you're not gonna like that answer. So I ain't saving her. I'm pushing her to the train tracks. Okay, wait, can I make it look like an accident? Or do I have to like two-hand press and the security cameras look at it and it's like they know it's not an accident? Answer is, if I can make it look like an accident, sure. But if I have to two-hand press and push this helpless old lady on the tracks to save her, I ain't saving her. Like, that's dead. That's dead, man. She ain't getting eaten, man. I'm sorry. The monster's huge. Okay. Unlucky. NT, we all have a bad hand sometimes. You have a bad hand in life. Slush is an old lady. She's the old lady, you know, like it was covered, you know. The time was almost there. What the hell is this question? What type of ganja were you smoking? I think that's my answer. If I could make it like an accident, I would. If I can't make it like an accident, she ain't getting saved. I'm not getting like lifed off for saving this old woman. It's long. I'm like, if I push this lady and she breaks her ankle and then she dies from breaking her ankle anyway because she's old, then what's the point of saving her in the first place? You know, like that's longer dini. If it was like police couldn't get involved, the people didn't know it was me, and it would just have to sit in my conscience, then yeah, I would know the greater good that I saved her. Otherwise, that's the point, you know. Anyway, carrying on, moving on. Prefer to be loved or love? Can't be both. They cancel each other out. I prefer to be loved or love.